I've done that myself a few times. All I need, thanks.
Show's on camera too.
Yep. The splitter's loaded, the trailer's hooked up to the truck. We're heading down the road. We're going to do some carnage. It's harvest time. We're going to hit the ash trees at my dad's property. My brother's already there. We're going to spend 4 days there. You're going to see lots of cutting, splitting, hauling, dumping, carnage. 100%. Here we go. Here we got the fire going. And he's throwing more brush on. Oh, does that feel good? We're going to have to make one of those over by the processor too, I think. Oh, it's nice and warm. Oh, the heat. Fabulous. All right, time for me to go cut some trees down. Eric's just riding around the tractor like he always does. He's good at that. He's just moving brush because he likes to do that. He's over there grabbing brush in a pile over there and he's gonna bring it, throw it on here. We'll probably make another fire over there. There's a brush pile. Then there's a real big brush pile back in the corner. We'll probably make a fire there too. Looks like we should have cut that ash tree down. It's on fire. The bark's burning, so we might lose the whole tree. Who knows? And there's one right over here that needs to be cut too. The next one is oak tree. That one's got to be cut, and this one we should have cut down before we started the fire. It looks like, because the pyromaniac is at it. Here he comes with some brush. And he's got the new tractor chains on. I'm sure they're working good. I hear a little bit of chain rattle, but not much. Looks like they're pretty tight. Should have cut that tree down. It's on fire. I know. Should have cut it down.
I want to get it cleared out for you guys.
Yeah, still biggie.
Go back here.
Yeah, I'm gonna go cut back in the corner. Whoopsie. Yeah, I'll get the other ones out and I'll cut them up. I'll go cut some more down.
Yeah, there's a few in there. I'll have to cut weasels through
So-
on that stump probably.
Here's what I think I'm gonna do. Instead of going on the dip in there, I'm just gonna brush out on the other side of the stump. You go right around
That's
it.
what I thought. We'd come in on that through
Yeah.
the grass.
Yeah, I'll just go right around the stump.
Then I'll grab a chain and I'll go around up there yanking them out. Then we can pile the brush back there.
First I'll cut this brush out so you can get in there. Because they're all right in there.
Yeah.
And there's one over there, but we can probably
Yeah.
drive in there eventually and pull it. And that's it then. There's one there.
What a mess.
Ooh.
It'll all rot down in a couple of years.
Yeah. Ice is solid now.
Is it?
Yeah. So we dragged that one. I'll drag that out. I'm going to cut this brush all down through here because we got a low spot here. And it'd be hard to get everything through here. So we're going to come around this side of this big stump. Going to brush all this out. And then all those ash trees in there can all be cut. We can pull them right out through here. Because otherwise we have to go all the way around to the other side. And there's, let's see, it's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. There's one back there, like 15 it looks like. Oh, might be one more up in there. About 15. Nothing real big though, but it's a nice little cluster right there. We can get those out. So from the oak on the right, the barkless oak you can see there, we're going to cut that down, and then there's a grove right there of about a dozen or so ash trees we're going to take out, and then we'll have this whole corner done. And not big stuff, but it's good firewood, nice and straight, and we got some good wood out of it, so it's time to cut some more. So it was curved this way. I wanted to go that way, but it's hung up there, as you can see. It just caught it. So I'm going to cut this one next, and they should both go that way. So we're going to do a twofer. So this one was leaning that way. Wanted to go that way. So I turned it almost 90 degrees, had a real heavy lean towards that tree, and I wanted to clear these over here, so that's why I cut it like I did. I need a bigger wedge, fatter wedge, longer wedge. But it's down. Now this one here, for sure gonna go that way, which is okay. And then this one here, yeah, this one here is gonna wanna go that way too. Let's look. Yeah, it's gonna wanna go that way. So I'll cut this little one out, cut this one out, then we'll cut this one out. And the butts will be this way then. We can drag them through here then. And then we got these two here. Yeah, they're both going that way. And then got the big one back here. I don't know where that's going. That's just a big bushy one. And there's two little ones there. And then the rest of these are basswoods or silvers. So that's it. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 to go. Oh, 8. There's one over there. Oh, and that was that old oak there too. We cut that down. So still a bunch to go. I think I'll go over there and cut those up first. that one, and then those two, and that's it. And we're done in this godforsaken hole. After 2 tanks already, I'm soaking wet. My thong is dripping. And it's cold out. It's only about 15 degrees. So first I'm gonna knock this one down, and then I'm gonna knock that one and try to get it to go that way towards the brush pile, but he wants to get those tops out first. There's 4 more logs there, so I'll cut this one right now while he's gone, and then maybe he can get them all at once. Drop that one right here.
I'm gonna push some of that brush in there, then drop it in there.
Drop it right on top of it.
That's gonna stay a brush pile.
Yeah. out for that stump. Got a stump. Don't hit the battery on that. So this is the last log to leave that area where we're cutting, and it's pretty much all done. Then we just got to burn the brush piles, and we're going to head over to the other side, kind of where the tractor's aiming through the woods past the pines there. There's a whole bunch more big ash trees we're going to be cutting. So that's what's next. Alright, we're going to do a little canoidering. Canoidering? Is that a word? I think it is. Got a couple sticks here to pick up. This one right here. That one, probably that box elder there. That one, so we got 1, 2, that little one, 3, 4, 5. And that's dead. We'll cut that one down. That one down. There's 2 spruces there. 3 spruces right there are dead. And there's a cluster right over there. So 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's one out there, I see. I think that's it here. I'm gonna go this way. Let's go through here and take a look. No, these are walnut and elm. Looks like walnut and elm over here too. Yeah, walnut, elm. Yeah, I don't see any dead ash in here. Elm walnut is what's in here. And go over here, I'll show you something. So when my dad bought this land, it was 120 acres. And the Wisconsin River is right there. And right across the river is what's called the Wakely House, which was one of the first houses in Wisconsin, from what I'm told, I think. And right in front of my dad's house here, there's a ferry landing, and the ferry used to go across right here. And there was a house. Right on the other side of that dead ash. Right there, there was a house that we owned. It was when we took it down, it was 150 years old. So right now it would be almost 180 years old, something like that, if it was still there when we took it down. So anyway, there's a little trivia for you. So we're gonna go back over here. So these ashes here, that cluster right there, and then there's a bunch down here that we're gonna go look at. Let's go this way. So where I was cutting, so where you see the fire over there, over through the pines on the other side is where I was cutting. This one here is a walnut. Dead spruce, dead spruce, dead spruce. So we'll cut these down. That's a big ash tree there to cut down. Here's the ash tree here. These are pretty nice ones. Pretty nice and straight. And then down here's another big one. That's a monster there. Not a monster, but just a real nice one. And then that's it on this upper edge here. So what, I got 1, 2, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, I think. I think I counted 12 up here yet. And then the last place we're gonna go is gonna be across the pond here. We had this pond dug when I was a kid. That's what all this dirt is here. This is what we had a pump we had there, and we pump water out into the garden over there. So over here you can see I'm going to count the dead ash trees on the other side, and we're going to go out that direction. So I can't tell. Well, there's a dead oak right there, it looks like, or looks like it might be dead. I'll have to check that out. Looks like a white oak and the bark's coming off of it, so I'll have to go check that out. So ash trees, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 biggies. Those are some real nice big ones in there, real nice. Gonna get like, probably most of those will have 6, 7 sticks in them at least. I don't know, a bunch. But we're gonna punch a hole right through there because the processor's through the trees right over there. So we're just gonna go right around. We're just gonna cut a hole so we can come right in here and get them. But these here, these ones that are right here, we can take out right through here, right through that direction. It's probably what we'll do, just go all the way around. Because otherwise we have to punch a hole through here. We don't really want to. Well, we could. We'll see. We'll talk about it. But yeah, those are all dead over there. So there's another, probably close to 30 trees left. And these are some big ones, so wood's gonna pile up fast. So right now it's about 3 o'clock. Oh, it's 3:45. It's only got not even an hour of cutting left, so I better drop a few trees. Not gonna run the processor today. I'm just gonna keep cutting, get as much out, and then tomorrow I'll start processing. After I cut like a tank or two, I'll try to cut a few more trees down so Eric can bring them out to me. But right now I'm gonna go drop. Let's drop this big boy right here. That looks like a good one, and I think when it falls, let's take a look. I think it's gonna go towards the road. Here's where Adam cut this one and hung up on him. Yeah, it's gonna go right there. I'll cut that spruce down first. We're gonna drop it right there. Probably break that branch off of that walnut tree, but that's okay. But I'll drop it right in that hole there. This is a good one here. Nice one. A lot of wood in that tree. All right, time to get to work.
Could be 150.
I wouldn't say 100. I'd say 100 maybe.
Huh?
Maybe 100.
Yeah. Oh, easy.
Yeah. Now we got about 30 to go.
Come here. Get over here.
We got about 30 to go. 30 to go. 31. We got some in here, and then all those over there. Well, we got that's done. Yeah, that's done over there. We got all of them out of there. That's done. I've been cutting all day. I think I cut 5 tanks. She wrote, I ain't got no more mud juice. Gotta go eat. There we go. I think I caught 5.5 tanks. That's a lot. All that lemon, is that yeah. So I got a couple good ones in here knocked down, and tomorrow we got a bunch more over there. So it's 4:45 right now, so it's starting to get dark. Yeah, 4:45. So might not be dark to you, but I'm seeing a lot of sparks come out of the chainsaw. So I'm done. See you tomorrow morning, 5:30 a.m. Good night, Irene.